I want to show this photo that the pool captured of the Ukrainian ambassador to the U.S., her hands in her head, watching this exchange go down. Tom Soufi-Burridge, your reaction to that image and to what world leaders are undoubtedly thinking as they've watched this go down today, too.
Well, I think, Elizabeth, I mean, that is exactly the reaction which European officials right across this continent will be feeling when they watched that bombshell moment play out in the Oval Office. I mean, none of us saw it coming. The combative nature, the accusations, the body language, the pointing, you know, the animosity was just palpable throughout it all. And, you know, while European leaders and European officials are kind of, just literally astonished and wondering where this goes next and what this means for Ukraine and European security, in the Kremlin right now, they are literally on cloud nine. I mean, they could never have written the script for this themselves. I mean, you know, the idea that Trump is saying, in that social media statement after that Zelenskyy doesn't want peace. I mean, that is a line that the Kremlin would have written themselves. You know, I know a lot of Ukrainians I've met, many of them. I've lived in the country for years. Pretty much every Ukrainian I know wants peace, but they don't want peace on any terms, because that's what happened post-2014. And then Russia invaded in 2022. And actually, that seems to be the kind of the crunch point where things really kicked off in the meeting, is where J.D. Vance kind of went in to kind of back up the president on why President Trump is playing a kind of neutral game in between Russia and Ukraine to try and broker a deal. And then Zelenskyy kind of questioned what diplomacy J.D. Vance was talking about. And that really seemed to rile J.D. Vance. And it went off from there. And then there were comments from Zelenskyy about, maybe the US feeling the repercussions of this in the future. And then President Trump absolutely hated that. And then from then on, it was really the president and the vice president really kind of ganging up on the Ukrainian president. And really, he got very few words in from there on. And it was really, a number of talking points, once again, that the Russians would have written. The idea that, the Trump administration, the president and the vice president were bringing all of Ukraine's problems. Like, Ukraine does have manpower problems in terms of recruiting enough soldiers to get to the front lines right now. But the idea that the US government in a meeting like that in front of the world's TV cameras was bringing that up, saying you have big problems, you're playing with the lives of billions of people, you're gambling with World War III. Absolutely unbelievable.